takes you round to her house and you meet her folks. But they say that your hair's too long and you're not the kind of bloke. They grab you by the collar and they throw you through the door. You don't have to be in the army to fight in the war. Well, you're working very hard to get promotion in your job, but arrive late one morning just because you missed the bus. The foreman says you're fired because your punctuality's poor. You don't have to be in the army to fight in the war. Get put up for the night, but they say that you can't stay there because your shirts ain't white. You're tired and you're hungry and you cannot walk no more. You don't have to be in the army to fight in the war. Ain't no money, ain't no woman, ain't no roof above your head. So lay down in the park and you rest your weary head. The fuzz says you're trespassing and kicks you in the jaw. You don't have to be in the army to fight in the war. You don't have to fight in the army to fight in the war. No, I'm in the army to fight in the war. Well, hi there, pluckers. Arthur Sawfingers again with hopefully another interesting old ditty for you, an old classic. This one's from Mungo Jerry from way back when, and a song called "You Don't Have to Be in the Army to Fight in the War." Okay, bit of a mouthful. So here we are in standard tuning with a capo on the 2nd fret. Okay. And this is how he plays it in later years, okay, especially live, okay. So let's get to it. So recent lessons have been, I think, a little bit on the tricky side for a lot of people, a lot of bar chords and things like that, sort of quite tricky fingerings and such like. So I thought I'd do something really basic, okay, and this is it. Sort of an old-fashioned protest song sort of feel to it, really. So basically simple chords. You've just got a G, an E minor, a C and a D. Ideally, when we play the D chord, ideally it would like to C plot the thumb over and play the F sharp in the bottom E string, 2nd fret. That note there. Thumb over if you can give it. I mean, there are different ways to play it. You could play it like that. You can play it like that as well, which is 2nd fret, bottom E string, 1st finger, 3rd string, 2nd fret with your 2nd finger, and either 3rd finger or pinky on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string and 6 down to 2. You can play it like that, or the normal way people play is a thumb over like that. If you can't manage it, either of those, then just play a straight D chord. It's not that important, but it's just a subtle bit, okay. So let's get to it then. So it starts off with this very simple sort of G to E minor to C back to G, okay, G, E minor, C, G, and the strumming is like I start off initially with an upstroke and then get into the rhythm, and it's basically down, 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 up, down, up, okay, on every chord, okay, but initially I start off with an upstroke. And then there's that very subtle bit where he plays more or less at the end of every line, and it's if you play the G chord, standard G chord, you move this first finger down to the 4th string, 2nd fret, and it's like a okay, so alright, and when you speed that up, it's okay, that's in there, and that's more or less at the end of every time it comes back to the G chord. Okay, so it's like okay, and then it goes into, does 2 of those, and then it goes into the first verse. And once you've got a verse under your belt, you've got the whole song, because it's just 4 verses. Okay, there is a harmonica solo in the middle, but obviously I don't play harmonica, so I'm not going to show you that. But it's basically the same chords as the verse anyway. So let's go. So two rounds on that G, E minor, C, D, and then we'll do the first 2 lines of the verse. Okay, so 2 lots of intro, and then the same chords for the first 2 lines of the verse. Okay, so alright, here we go for the singing. Well, your girlfriend takes you round to her house and you meet her folks. Well, they say that your hair's too long and you're not their kind of bloke. Right, now this time, 3rd line is G, D, with the thumb over, or with F sharp in the bass, basically. G, D, if you can't manage that, just a straightforward D chord's fine. C, back to D. And that 3rd line is, they grab you by the collar and they throw you through the door. That's G, D, C, G. And then the final line, the punchline, you don't have to be in the army to fight in the war, is G, E minor, C and G, like most of the song. Okay, so it's like you don't have to be in the army to fight in the war. So then you do another one of those flicks with the first finger, and then you do the intro once. You're into the next verse. Okay, and let's just say there's 4 verses. So let's do the whole first verse for you, going into the 2nd verse. So we'll do the intro twice, and then the first verse, 1 lot of intro, and then the start of the 2nd, and you'll see how it fits together. Okay, so here we go. When your girlfriend takes you round to her house and you meet the folks. But they say that your hair's too long and that you're not kind of bloke. They grab you by the collar and they throw you through the door. You don't have to be in the army to fight in the war. Intro once. Right, 2nd verse. When you're working very hard to get promotion at your job, but arrive late one morning just because you missed the bus. The woman says you're fired because your punctuality's poor. You don't have to be in the army to fight in the war. You got the idea? And then another intro and another verse, and all repeats again for the final verse. And at the end of the 4th verse, I just repeat the last line a couple, 2 or 3 times. Yeah, don't have to be in the army to fight in the war. You don't have to be in the army to fight in the war. You don't have to be in the army something like that as an outro. Okay, so there we have it, boys and girls. That is it. It's that simple. I thought I'd give you a nice easy one after so many difficult ones. Thanks very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.